my goodness, isn't this exciting? Right, this manifesto, and I've got the costings here in my hand, is about reforming the economy in such a way that we can overcome the twin injustices of climate change and widening social inequality. And it can be done. Our drum beats to a different rhythm, the rhythm of justice. Wales has been an optional extra for Westminster governments, be they Tory or Labour, and that's just not good enough. Our rural communities have been purposely impoverished, and many of our towns left to rot as multinational corporations steal profits from our local businesses. We need an economy that works for the common good. Greens would do what no other government has the guts to do. For example, Greens would split investment, casino banking from high street banking, close the tax-dodging loopholes and make it impossible to repeat the failures of 2008. We would change taxation by instigating a Robin Hood tax on financial transactions, and we would create a stable investment environment so that our abundant renewable energy supplies could flourish. Greens would make changes Wales would be proud of. A citizen's income for all will reward work rather than wealth and replace the outdated welfare state. Properly planned investment in public transport would help us to leave fossil fuels in the ground where they belong and allow us to manage the sorry state of our carbon emissions, which are the worst in Europe. We're being told that growth has returned to the UK. Yet, what are the results? 1 in 4 children living in poverty. Almost 1 million people relying on food banks. Increasing household debt. And a society so unequal that the top 1% are worth as much as the bottom 55%. Greens don't agree with the growth objective. The economy should work for us all. We are aiming straight for a one-planet economy that will address the dual challenges of climate change and Victorian levels of inequality. With about £700 billion worth of new income from tax avoidance, a Robin Hood tax, and aviation fuel duty, to name but 3, we can start to put right the damage done by this coalition. The damage that's been visited on our schools, our homes, our NHS, and our climate. The economy can and should support the needs of everyone. That's what government is for. We can get much closer to living a one-planet life, and only Greens have the courage to see this through. Green Party economic policies would give industry a clear signal to invest in clean energy products and processes. We would enable new jobs, new opportunities in the future industries, creating work for tens of thousands of people. We would reverse austerity through a citizen's income and through addressing the gender pay gap, which in Wales still allows a woman to be paid 16% less than a man. Greens would reverse NHS privatisation. We would bring railways back into public ownership and once again give us an education system we could be proud of. We will enable decent, secure jobs and make the minimum wage a living wage. We would increase investment in renewable energy and energy efficiency, creating clean, green jobs which will last for generations. The financial sector, whose greed and recklessness has been the major cause of our economic difficulties, will be stabilised and tightly regulated. immense faith in this manifesto. This is a manifesto for a green and just society. I know these are the steps our country must take. I also know that millions more people are going to be voting Green because it's time to stop tinkering. It's time to face up to our responsibilities to both our planet and to our people. I am proud to announce that green growth forecasts are lower than the government's, at 6.7% compared to the coalition's assumption of 12%. The other parties insist that the economy must grow at all costs, even if those costs include ruining our climate and our environment, tolerating ever-increasing inequality, even if it means more zero-hours contracts and massive underemployment. We wholeheartedly reject the growth approach and believe the economy must now work for us all. It is lunacy to expect continuous growth from a finite resource. Greens believe in stabilising the economy in line with the resources available and allow newer, cleaner industries to flourish. This document tells me that we can economically and viably have a peaceful revolution in the UK and still reduce the deficit to 1%. This manifesto addresses with precise clarity what successive governments have been doing wrong and the clear and unambiguous alternative. We know there will be millions more Green voters this year. More than 1 in 20 people will be voting Green in this election. And I say to the undecided, don't knock it till you've tried it. Vote Green.
Thank you, Pippa. I think that just about says it all. Thank you. I'd now like to introduce our deputy leader, who is standing in Cardiff, South and Penarth. I got it right. Anthony Slaughter.
Thank you, Anne. Hello, everyone, and thanks, Pippa. As always, a hard act to follow, and as Anne says, she said it all, so I'll try and keep it shorter. I just want to pick up on a couple of brief issues, a couple of threads from Pippa's speech, and expand on them. To start off, in her introduction, she talked about the twin injustices of climate change and growing social inequality. For me, for the Green Party, these two issues are the crux of this election. Yet we hear so little of them, they're not discussed. Hardly ever, if ever, on the mainstream media. And when they are discussed, even when they are discussed, these issues, these vital, important issues, they're always discussed from a position of false, assumed consensus. These discussions on climate change, austerity, Trident, they always start at a base up here, with everyone agreeing that this is how things are, this is what we've got to work with. But we in the Greens, we take the discussion back to the basics. Things don't have to be the way they are. We can do things differently. Austerity is not inevitable. It is a result of determined political decisions. Our reliance on fossil fuels is not a necessity. There are alternatives. And our manifestos address these alternatives on a wide range of issues. Finding all these issues, running through all these issues in our manifesto, are three key themes which illustrate the interconnectedness of everything that concerns us. Firstly, we must heal the planet from the effects of an unstable and unsustainable economic system. Secondly, we must create a more equal society. The unequal society described by Pippa is neither just nor sustainable. Thirdly, and equally important, we need to revive democracy. We need government at a local and central level that is accountable and transparent. We need a government that works for us for all of us, the people, and not the privileged elites. These are the issues you'll find our solutions to in this manifesto. The second thread I'd like to touch on are the numbers. And I've become a bit obsessive about this, and Pippa mentioned the millions of people that are going to vote Green for the first time this election. We have seen, many of you will be aware, we have seen a fantastic surge in membership in the Green Party over the last 12 months. From a position of 15,000 to almost 60,000 members. I really hope it's going to hit 60,000 today, but probably a couple of hours after we leave this room. I have been told that there has been an increase in the surge again this morning. So that hashtag, Green Surge, you're going to see a lot more of that. And these people are joining the Green Party for a reason. They're joining for the reason, the policies that we're presenting to them, the reasons I discussed. They share our concerns and are unhappy with the state of our society. They also share our hopes for the possible better future world. That is why they're coming to join us. And we're very excited to be able to allow voters of Wales, as Pippa said, 35 constituencies out of 40 now have the chance to vote Green in Wales. Next time round, it'll be 40 out of the 40. And all I would say to everyone else who shares our concerns and our hopes, join those people on May the 7th and vote Green for the common good. Thank you.